Good afternoon, everyone. This is Young Imam, and today we'll be discussing on glycolysis as one of the metabolism of carbohydrates. Now, when we talk about glycolysis, it's a series of reactions that convert glucose into pyruvate in the presence of oxygen and lactate in the absence of oxygen. Now, this glycolysis or glycolytic pathway takes place in the cytosol, and the glycolytic pathway has the following reaction. First, glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate, whereby an enzyme known as hexokinase catalyze the reaction. In this reaction now, ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, is oxidized to ADP, whereby one inorganic phosphate is removed. Remember, the enzyme that catalyzed that reaction is known as hexokinase. If you talk about the word hexokinase, it is talking about the transfer of phosphate group from ATP to ADP. Now, from glucose 6 phosphate now is converted to fructose 6 phosphate. Of course, in this reaction, the glucose is isomerized, whereby the structures or the shape is changed. That's why we call it an isomerization reaction. So it is freely reversible. Now, from fructose 6 phosphate now, it is converted to fructose 1,6 base phosphate and is catalyzed by an enzyme phosphofructokinase. In this reaction, this is the second phase whereby ATP lost one inorganic phosphate to become ADP. Fructose 1,6 base phosphate now is cleaved, that is splitted into two carbon atom, whereby we have the glyceraldehyde triphosphate and the hydroxyacetone. That is the first stage of glycolysis. Of course, energy is consumed in this reaction. So now remember, ATP was oxidized to ADP, meaning one inorganic phosphate was consumed during the process. That is why we call the first stage of glycolysis as the preparative stage or the energy consuming stage. Now let's talk about the second phase of glycolysis. In the second phase of glycolysis now, the glyceraldehyde triphosphate is converted to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. That is, the inorganic phosphate or the phosphate group is located on carbon 1 and carbon 3 of glyceraldehyde, and it is catalyzed by an enzyme glyceraldehyde triphosphate dehydrogenase. In this reaction, NAD is reduced to NADH plus hydrogen ion. 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is converted to 3-phosphoglycerate, and it is converted by an enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. I don't know if you are still following. Now, 3-phosphoglycerate is converted to 2-phosphoglycerate by phosphoglycerate mutease. Now, 2-phosphoglycerate is converted to phosphoenol pyruvate by an enzyme enolase. And this reaction now, water is added. Now, phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate. And the second stage, four reversible reaction occur, whereby ATP is generated back. 2 ATP generated back. Now, in every glycolytic reaction now, 1 ADH produces 3 ATP and 1 FADH produces 2 ATP.